Hey guys, Magic Master here, and today I'm going to be showing you a tutorial on a really cool trick of how to read 5 minds at once. The reason I'm not doing a performance is because it's kind of weird to do it without a spectator, and unfortunately I don't have any spectators today, so I'm just going to do the tutorial. I know this is my first video with only a tutorial and not a performance. I'm sorry guys, but I just can't do the performance. And it would make it a really long video as well if I did the performance, so we're just not going to do it. Sorry, guys. But before we get into that, go subscribe to and check out all the links I have in the description. Also, credit to MissMag822 for this trick. Without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So, what you want to do is, there is a setup for this trick, or you can do it on the spot as well. Either way. So I'll show you how to set it up beforehand first of all. So you want to get out 5 cards from the deck that you can remember easily. They can be in orderly sequence of the same suit like I have here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of clubs. Or they can just be 5 random cards, as long as you guys memorize what the 5 cards are and what order they are in. So as long as you guys memorize those two things, you can use any 5 cards you want. And so you put them in whatever order you want on top of the deck. Just remember the order and the 5 cards. So I have them in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 order, and they are clubs. So now what you want to do is deal 5 piles of 5. So how you do this is you don't want to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in one pile and then like go to other ones like that, or 1, 2, 3 here, 2 over there and stuff like that. You want to make sure you do alternating 1 for every pile each time. And you want to make sure you deal in the same order as well. So I'm dealing top left corner, for me anyway, top left corner, top right corner, middle, bottom left corner, bottom right corner. So make sure you deal in the same order and alternate 1 card at a time for each pile. So now if you were to do this on the spot, you would have the spectator shuffle the deck beforehand, and then you deal your 5 piles of 5, and then you would have to memorize the bottom card of each deck after you flip it over, because those will be your 5 key cards. See, I've got the 2 of clubs, the 4 of clubs, 6 of clubs, and the 8 and the 10. So how you do this is, well, I'll show you guys how the trick works first, because this will be easier to explain after I show you how the trick works. So this is preferably, if you do it, it would be preferable if you did this with 5 spectators, because there are 5 piles, and you have each spectator memorize 1 of the cards. But it can be done with 1 spectator, so you have that 1 spectator write down all 5 of the cards they memorize. Or it can really be done with 2, 3, or 4 spectators as well. You would kind of just have to have them write it down. Or if you did 4, just have 1 spectator memorize 2 of the piles, and the rest memorize 1. So however you guys want to do this. So let's just say I had 5 spectators here. So I would show the first spectator this pile of cards and ask them to memorize 1 of these cards. And if you have it set up beforehand, you would not look at these cards. You would just show it to the spectator. But if you have the spectator shuffle the deck beforehand and then deal out the piles, you would have to show the cards to the spectator and ask them to memorize 1 of them while you're looking at it, and that is how you memorize the bottom card right here. So that's how you do it impromptu. So let's just say I have the setup beforehand, so I wouldn't be looking at these technically, but I have to for tutorial purposes. So let's just say they memorized the Jack of Spades in this pile. So they memorize it. If you're doing it to 1 spectator, they would write it down. So Jack of Spades. Okay, so now next spectator, you go with the next pile. And you wanted to do these in order of the order that you memorized your key cards. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I wouldn't want to do this pile, this pile, this pile, this pile, or this pile, because that would go out of order. So now for this pile, let's just say they memorized the Jack of Hearts. This pile, let's say they memorize the 6 of Clubs. This pile, let's say they memorize the, how about the 7 of Hearts? Horrible drawings today, guys, I'm sorry. Well, you can't see it yet, but you'll see it eventually. And let's say they memorize the 7 of Diamonds in this pile. Okay. So these are the 5 cards each one of the spectators memorized or wrote down. Jack of Spades, Jack of Hearts, 6 of Clubs, 7 of Hearts, 7 of Diamonds. So now what you do is ask one of the spectators to tell you what order to pick the piles up in. So let's say they said this pile. Well, first of all, actually, after each spectator memorizes one of the cards, they can actually go ahead and give the piles a shuffle. So I'll actually do that first. I'm really sorry about messing up here a lot, but I did a different version of this video beforehand, before this, but I didn't upload it because I did the performance and the tutorial. But in that video, I found out the performance was really weird if I did it in the video, and it was like 15 minutes long. So that kind of tireded me out. So not doing so great in this video, but you know, sorry about this, guys. So, and then you tell them to tell you what order to pick these piles up in. So let's say they said this, 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 and this. So now what you want to do is get these dealt back out into 5 more piles of 5, and once again you want to alternate 1 for each pile, but this time you don't have to deal in a certain order. So you can actually tell the spectator to tell you what order to deal these cards out in, as long as you're alternating 1 for every pile. So most of the time, the spectator will just say, oh, what you're doing is fine. So you just try to make it as random as possible, because like if they're lazy or whatever, or it might take too long or whatever. So most of the time they'll tell you what you're doing is fine, but you might have the spectator once in a while that'll actually tell you how to deal the cards out. So now once again, you ask the spectator to tell you what order to pick these piles up in. Let's say they said this. So now you can ask the spectator to just give this pile 1 simple cut, just like that. So now, once again, you want to make 5 piles of 5, but this time you want to spread off the top 5 cards and just take them and flip them over and set them on the table. You don't want to deal the cards or reverse count the cards or anything like that, because that'll mess it up. You just want to spread off 5 cards, set it face up on the table. Have to get these all on camera here. Just like that. Okay, so now you ask the first spectator to tell you what pile their card is in. So their first card was the Jack of Spades, so they would say this pile. Now, how do you know which one of these 5 is their card? You look for your first key card, because your first key card was in the same pile as their card. So my first key card was the 2 of Clubs, and the 2 of Clubs is second from the bottom. So I know their card is second from the bottom in this pile, which they pointed to, which would be the Jack of Spades. Second card, Jack of Hearts. They say it's in this pile. I look for my second key card, Four of Clubs, which is second from the top. So I know their card's second from the top, Jack of Hearts. Third card, Six of Clubs. Now, if they memorize one of your key cards, that's fine. Just makes the job easier for you. So since it's the third card and they point to this pile, you know it has to be your third key card, and your third key card's right here. So you say Six of Clubs. Fourth card, Seven of Hearts. They say this pile, you look for your fourth key card, Eight of Clubs is in the middle, so their card is in the middle. And last, Seven of Diamonds. They say right here, look for your fifth key card, 10 clubs is on the bottom, so their card is on the bottom. Alright guys, that was the trick. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you guys next time.